Now, our second guest of the night is one of the world's well-known chefs in London, known for his scintillating dishes, and he's here tonight to tell us how to make steak. Good evening, Chef Muayad Ali.
Hello, good evening.
Assalamu alaikum. Now, I'm going to start by potentially upsetting half of our viewership, okay? Arabs, Asians, West Indians, they don't know how to make steak. They cook it until it's cooked all the way through.
We destroy it.
Absolutely,
destroy it.
absolutely solid. What is the key to success of making good steak?
Oh, to make a good steak, basically it depends which part of the beef you're cooking. It's a ribeye or sirloin or a beef fillet. You need to manage the temperature of the cooking. So if you cook well done, so you cook on very slow heat, so the meat goes cooked slow, so become well done, will stay like nice and juicy. If you cook in like rare or medium rare, you're gonna cook on very high heat.
Is that right?
And so that's how you keep the meat crispy on the outside and still very rare or medium rare on the inside. So
juicy, like a juicy meat.
That's right.
Now, so we have some meat here. Let's have a look at some of this meat the ones obviously brought for us. And
this is a beef fillet, basically.
Now this meat is grass-fed, isn't it? And that's important.
Yes, certainly. The beef and the lamb is grass-fed. Yeah, so it's very important for their growth and their life and so on.
Fillet is. I mean, fillet is one of the best cuts, isn't it?
The fillet, it is one of the best piece of the animal.
Yeah.
Basically. This is the fillet.
So that's a nice piece
It's a
of meat,
very
isn't
red
it?
meat.
Yeah.
It's very red meat, very low on fat, very low on fat. That's why we always cook it with. When we cook it on slow. We add butter in there. If we have some different type of bit fatty meat, so we can combine with the beef.
So you cook it in butter, not in some kind of oil.
I like it even more now.
Basically, people love it on the grill, but I can't see anything special about it. The beef fillet on the grill, because the beef fillet it is the best of the grill. So as you see, it's amazing piece.
Yeah, I was cross-fed. You got this piece. Tell me, when you look at a piece of meat like that, I mean, I look at that, I don't know anything about it. I know what it tastes like. But what do we look for in a piece of meat that's sitting there in a packet to see that's a good quality piece of meat? I mean, is there something we can tell just by looking at it?
You can tell by looking at the meat. The meat, yes. The color. First of all, you look at the color of the meat.
Yeah.
This is very red meat, and also by touching the meat itself. So the grass-fed, basically, it's a piece of meat you touch it, and it's not as soft as the other one. The
other piece as well. So compare the two. What is the difference between the two pieces there, or
there is no difference between those. There is from the same piece. They've been cut from the same piece, from the same animal. There is no different.
Okay, so beef. In terms of, so you said the grass-fed, you think it makes it softer, the meat?
Grass-fed, it is when you touch the meat itself. It is a bit harder.
Oh, it's a bit harder.
Hard touch.
Probably because it grew more slowly.
Yeah. Basically, it is less fat as well.
Yeah.
It is less fat as well. And the one, I think the animal, it is grain-fed animals.
Yeah.
The meat, when you touch the meat become very, very soft with your hand.
Yeah.
And it's hard for us as chefs to keep shape of the meat.
Yeah.
So we would like to cook this meat and keep the shape of the meat.
Wow.
We'll present it on the plate with a nice round piece of fillet. But the other ones, they will basically melt, and it
doesn't hold its shape as well. Yeah. Well, the good news is, you said you like to cook it like that. You're going to be able to cook it like that fast very shortly. Hey, Naman, do you think it's important for us to understand more about meat? Because, I mean, it's been in the headlines all this week, hasn't it, about the whole halal furore, about, a Pizza Express, or whether it's the supermarkets providing halal meat without knowing. Do you think there's a lot of educating to be done about this?
Loads. I think as Muslims we have duties, firstly from ourselves to understand what halal is, and then we can talk to other people. And ultimately we are on the back foot at the moment, and there's a lot of good qualities for halal meat. There's obviously halal encompasses a number of different things, but if you say to somebody, what's free range, what's organic, they'll say, maybe I don't know. you know. So we need to tell people, actually, halal is better than organic. Actually, halal is better than free range. Actually, it encompasses all of those things. You know, the feed of the animal, the life of the animal, the care. You know, the way it's slaughtered, the way it's, you know, things like the red tractor, for example, in the UK talks about, you know, the distance the animal goes from the slaughterhouse or where it's reared to a slaughterhouse. You know, this in Islam, these are really important things. Not necessarily that, but you know, the fact that they don't travel that much, the fact that they're not kept, you know, a lot of them in cages and so on, all of that.
Now, if anyone can hear that little beeping, it's our cooker that's heating up in the studio. It's over to you. So look at me first.
We've got the butter ready. I see the butter's there.
Butter, new potatoes, carrots, some funny stuff over there. I'm not sure what that is. Tell us what we've got here and what you're going to do with it.
Well, we got the beef fillet is going to be cooked with green peppercorn sauce, chili, and we're going to accompany this with caramelized carrots and spicy beef chorizo with the new potatoes. That's going to be the dish.
Now, is that heating up nicely over there?
Is our inductor? Is it
Not really.
Not really?
It's off.
Okay. Well, what we'll do is we'll give that some more time to heat up. That should start heating up now. Now, how important is it when you're a chef, when it comes to cooking? How much is the chef and how much is the ingredients? I think you have to be careful now, selling yourself out of a job here if you're not careful. But how important are the ingredients?
Well, the ingredient is it's very, very important. It's the main thing in the kitchen to have a very good ingredients, very good quality food. This is what make the chef happy, and this is what make the chef want to express himself in his kitchen and want to do something good. So basically, it's a psychological thing, I think. When we have a unique product in the kitchen, or we have something really nice and good quality, we be serving that plate and we be very, very happy because we guarantee the customer is going to be happy with the taste, with the texture, with the quality, with everything we had served to that customer. So I think quality ingredients is the most important thing in the kitchen.
Is it always more expensive to buy good quality ingredients, or is it just about knowing where to look for it?
I will say so. I think it's a bit more expensive than the normal meat maybe you find in a local butcher, but I believe the food, it is quality more than quantity.
Yeah, absolutely.
I believe I will eat 200 grams of very top quality beef fillet with this bit of vegetables, and rather than eat
a pound of cheapo stuff.
A pound of something bad. I don't know what it is.
Look, we're going to come back very shortly. We're going to a quick break. We're going to try and get this cooking started. It's time for our break. When we return...